What's up, you guys? Galen Dana here with the Point of Change. Some hiccups here getting this system going this morning. I had to restart the whole computer, and then to come to find out that it's not using the camera up over there. That it was using this one off on the side. Totally threw me off. So I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth here to read comments and stuff. How's everybody doing this morning? It has been like a beautiful snow globe outside so far today. Starting to slow down now, but winter's not done with us yet here in southern Wisconsin. But hopefully y'all are good and cozy or out. I mean, I imagine most of you are at work or whatever. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a great day so far. It's been a pretty good morning for me so far. I slept for like 12 hours, you guys. I went to bed with Matt last night at like 8 o'clock, and just because I was exhausted, even though I slept like 10 or 11 hours the night before. I've been so like mentally drained recently, and it's like, yeah, my job's physical and whatnot, but it's like a mental thing where I've just been exhausted recently. And yeah, I slept for 12 hours last night. When I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning, I was like, I could just stay here. And I was like, another part of me was like, you're nuts. You've already been in bed for 12 hours. Like, get up and out of bed. And that's something I've actually suffered with for like a long time, for just the relationship with my bed is great. I tell you what. Good morning, Jessica Chandler, Tori, Jody. Hello. Myra. I'm gonna say Myra for the Myrrh. Might be wrong. I might be, but good morning. Good morning, John. How you doing? Sabrina, Amanda. Hope you guys are all having a absolutely gorgeous morning. Sue Stock, hello. Linzer. It's the planets. You're saying that it's like the planets and the way that we're in rotation right now and where we're close to be lined up and all that. I also think that it's also partially like the full moon cycle we just went through was very draining to me. And I know that like during the full moon, there are different things that you can do on like a energetic and spiritual level to like recharge yourself. I've never participated, but I know that that's a thing. And yeah. John, did you just call me Cat? I don't think I've ever been called Cat before, John. I've been called Kate, Katie, Tanner, Pablo, Clutch. I don't think I've ever been called Cat. But good morning. Hope you're having a blessed day. I look forward to this Sunday and going out to eat after church and going to church together. That'll be nice. Sabrina, feeling better today. I found my son that has been missing for 2 years and found him in jail. Well, at least he is safe and alive. And it sounds like he's been through some stuff, and we'll have some stories to tell. And hopefully, I don't know your whole scenario, but hopefully you can rekindle the relationship and be there for one another. Let's see here. It feels really weird having the camera over here. It's kind of interesting because like I don't have to stare at myself the whole time, which kind of I think is going to make this easier. Because when I'm over here, I like just stare at myself. Like right now, I'm staring at myself. Anyways, not having to look right at your reflection sometimes I think is nice. Plus, I stare out the window a lot anyway. Kathleen, feeling better today, love? Indeed I am. Even after sleeping for 12 hours, but I was still up at 8, and I've done a yoga session. I made myself a nice little breakfast and listened to some motivational talks with Oprah Winfrey and Les Brown. I don't know. There's actually like probably 10 to 12 different speakers within that little video that I watched, and just to get myself in the right mind frame, and realizing I just got to get active. That's like, I even realized it the other day when I was at work, and like, because I'm like kind of losing my mind with the position I have at work right now, because I like stand at the computer a lot and like make labels, but I'll like count parts and make sure we have the right amount coming, and I put the labels on the bins and stuff. So GR. So I enter a bunch of stuff into the computer system, and which is, a bit like of a mental thing, but like recently in the past like week or so, we've had so many gaps where like we don't really have anything to do for almost 20 to 30 minutes, and it's like allowed a lot of time for me to just kind of like think about stuff and do some journaling at work and whatnot. But it's put me in my head for sure. It's just kind of got me stuck up in there. And the other day on Tuesday, there was we had a really short staff night, and we had to like give up 6 of our people, and we only ran one line, and it was a super simple night, but there was moments for me to go ahead and get physical and unload the line and, pull, 70 some parts off the line and break out in a little sweat, and it felt good. And I realized that like, I gotta get active. Being active is the only thing that's going to shake up this like mind frame that I'm in right now. And sometimes it's so hard. Like during my yoga session today, I was just like, all right, I did a little, let's just go ahead and stop now. I'm fine. Like, I don't need to stretch anymore. But by the end of the session, I was like, all right, it's actually like, I had to tell myself in the midst of it, I was like, this is only 20 minutes of your day, 21 minutes of my day to stretch out, And I'm really happy that I pushed through and I finished that little yoga session. And I think it really helped shift my mind frame. That's for sure. And especially hanging out with Matt yesterday and talking a lot about different things, and kind of where just, I don't know, kind of getting back on track with some stuff. So feeling good. Good morning, Pam. How you doing? She says, good morning, Caitlin. My friend Candy Hathaway would love to join us. I'll invite anyone and everyone. Everyone and anyone is welcome here at the Point of Change. It's a place where I feel like Matt has created such a platform of just being open and real and raw about different things that we go through in our lives, and accepting of one another. There's a box out there crawling along. I should feed it to the Snapdragon. Oh my goodness. Could we get this on camera? We might. All right. I'm gonna try and make a plant eat a bug. All right. I'm gonna have to move a few things here. And hopefully the bug doesn't fly away. There's probably some people out there that are like, Caitlin, I don't want to witness this. But guess what? I want to witness it, and the opportunity is at hand. So we're gonna see if we have 2 of these carnivorous plants. Oh, he's getting smart. He knows something's up, you guys. He knows. He's like, oh shit, she's trying to kill me. She is. I am trying to kill you. Stop running away from me. Oh, he might live just because he's quick. Wow, she's gonna try and fly at my face or some stupid shit. Hold on. Matt's gonna be like, what did you turn my live into? And I'm gonna be like, we were feeding bugs to plants. It was all good. Yeah, there you go. Climb right onto that guy. You gotta go in it. I feel like it's gonna fly at my face. You gotta go in the plant. All right. Well, he's on the plant, so we'll see what happens to him. He might get eaten. He might survive. We shall see. Anyways, what's up, you guys? Sorry. What were we talking about before I got distracted by trying to feed a plant a bug? Anyways, yeah, we have two of those, and the one downstairs has eaten one, and pretty cool. Totally, I think made that one start to close. Oh no. Oh man. Georgia, I love you guys. Your morning live streams really help me. I'm so extremely grateful for you both. Well, thank you for letting us know that. And Matt was like, you just gotta do it. I'm like, I know. And then I'd feel like a disappointment when I wouldn't show up. But when I do show up, honestly, this place totally helps. You know, it's awesome to get on here and talk live with you guys sometimes, you know. Today I got my I bought this over down in Illinois the other weekend. And some of you might know about like sage or different elements that you can burn to cleanse your home and everything, and or like stones to carry to help keep you balanced and just provide you with a good energy and whatnot. And Palo Santo is it's like it's a type of wood that you can burn, and it has cleansing purifying elements to it on a spiritual level of cleaning out your homes or rebalancing yourself. And someone had made a little Palo Santo bracelet, and it smells fantastic. And it's I like wearing it. It feels nice. This little thing I'm playing with in my hands today. I've realized sometimes when I sit still, I kind of fidget with my hands. Like last night when we were doing a live, I had this little heart, hand stitched and stuffed a little heart that you carry in your pocket. It's almost like a little stress ball, but it's like a little wool stress heart, and it's like you can squeeze it and just so you carry kindness and love with you all the time. A little friendly reminder. So I fidget with my hands. That's the thing. Let's see, what do y'all got to say? Kathleen, being active gets that anxiety out and you think things out without even realizing. Yeah, definitely. To release those different like energies and different things where we hold on to stuff. When we get active and physical, it's a really great opportunity to allow it to flow and so it's not so stagnant, you know, inside. And like I feel like I got really stagnant and just like hung up on like the fact that I'm back in a factory and I don't want to be in a factory, and just like super hung up on like, yeah, I can see the woman I want to become and the places I want to go and venture and all that, but we've got like so hung up on the fact that I'm not there yet, you know, and just getting like all just stuck in a rut like I was like doesn't get me any closer to being whom I desire to be. So getting active is and in many different forms too, getting active with writing my thoughts and feelings out on paper, to getting actually physically active and, you know, getting a sweat on the brow and everything. A lot of my different yogas, they create a little fire or heat and like, but they just like really shift me and like make me become more conscious and aware of my breath. And like, is it a shallow breath or am I like actually breathing down into my belly and feeling it move? You know, because that's like the Buddha belly breath and just different breathing techniques that go on with yoga that really like cause you to make your stomach expand. And I mean, so many of us women have gone a good portion of our lives like sucking it in and like, you know, trying to find ways to hide our belly. And like, now I'm like, there's my belly. You know, it might not be much of a belly, but like, I don't hold it anymore. And it's allowed a different posture in me when I pay attention to my breath and don't get so tense and stuff. But yeah. Step. Oh, okay. So the other day, it was actually last weekend. Matt and I go out to this Qdoba place, which is like pretty much a Mexican Subway, but you make like burritos and burrito bowls and all this different stuff. But we're there, and Matt's telling me, he's like, you know, I think it's so funny how you totally mispronounce people's names sometimes, or you'll read one of their comments and it totally throws you off. I'm like, oh yeah, you think that's funny? Oh, yep. Like apparently Shayna I was calling Shauna, and Michael I was calling Micah. Like, I fixed the Michael one, but I didn't realize about the Shayna. But anyways, yep, that's the thing. And Matt thinks it's hilarious, and I'm sure some of you guys have gotten a kick out of it too. But my pronouncing is not always the greatest. Let's see. Georgia, I want a Venus flytrap. They're pretty cool. I've always wanted one, and we finally got 2 of them. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. I'm curious how big they can grow. And I will totally straight up buy bugs to like tongue feed it to make sure it stays alive. Mm-hmm. Jessica Chandler, I think the withdrawals from not seeing your best friend can cause your mind to funk up. You're used to talking to Maddie every day. He's part of your daily release. I know when I don't get to really talk to my fiance, the pressure of life and everything around me seems to intensify. Yeah, 100%. Um, and like that's also a big thing I've realized recently, though, too, is like Matt's kind of my only friend, you guys. Like he's the only one I turn to. He's my best friend, and I turn to him for everything all the time, and we get to talk about everything all the time. Whatever's on my mind, I just like it's he's always right there. Yeah, that has definitely been got me all sorts of funked up. It makes me all sorts of like sad and whatever. But one thing that I was focusing on before getting into this funk was trying to find more women in my community that I can hang out with. Like I always grew up, I've always had guy friends. I have a twin brother and an older brother. And me and my cousins always played it pretty rough growing up. But yeah, I've always, I had a few girlfriends throughout my life and a few that will always remain very close to my heart and everything. But we're on such different paths now. We don't see each other all the time. And yeah. And so that's one thing I've been trying to focus on more in my life is gaining more women in my community that I can get together with and have open-minded conversations. Which I have found a few people in town, but I could put more effort into getting out of my comfort zone and making a few new mindful friends in my life. That's for sure. Pam, we got snow last night and I haven't seen any bugs in a while. Yeah, Pam, you're in Washington, right? I'm pretty sure that's where you're. If I recall, that's where you're from. It's still kind of snowing right now, just big old giant snowflakes fluttering around. Yeah. See, Tori, I sent you a whole bunch of stars. It's the first time watching you. Well, thank you, Tori. Like, it's your first time ever here to the Point of Change? Because I am not the usual host. um, Typically, it is Matt Jablonski, my partner, and he is working. Normally, it's 10 a.m. lives every day, Monday through Saturday, by the lovely and talented Matt Jablonski. But he's on first shift all week, and I am still on second shift, so I'm filling in for him. And yeah, which I think is also beautiful too, because he mentioned like, he has the man's perspective on like recovery and life itself, but I have a woman's perspective, and clearly that means that I can relate a lot more to the women in this live and all that. So, but yeah, Tori, happy that you're here, and if it is your first time, stick around because it is a riot around here in the best kind of way. We talk about anything and everything, typically recovery related, but life itself, and the different struggles that we face and whatnot and all that. Yeah. Oh my goodness. There we go. Everywhere Matt goes, there's like a crumb trail. It's just crumbs everywhere. Oh man. Tori, I live in Illinois. I'm actually originally from Illinois. I lived in McHenry County in Wonder Lake. Yeah, I lived there for 12 years. Before that, I lived in, I don't know, throughout my childhood, I lived in Warrenville, Marengo, Elgin, Addison. Lived a few different places in my young childhood, but throughout middle school and high school, I lived there in Wonder Lake, which was an awesome little place to live. But I'm happy to be up here in Wisconsin now. I tell you what. But I like it because I'm only an hour away from my family, and I definitely really enjoy getting down there and spending time with my family. That's for sure. Candy Hathaway. I'm in Maine. I've never. Maine's the top right? I've never gone east. I would love to go east because I think that it'll be such a different experience from always going west, and from the photos and everything I've seen, it's a different kind of beauty when you go east, that's for sure. Pam, Washington State, nice. I remembered. Cool. Pam, I'm so grateful I'm still alive and saw my 68th birthday on 2/22/22, a once in a lifetime date, and retired. Really? Your birthday was just 2 days ago? That's freaking awesome, Pam. Happy belated birthday. I hope it was a blessed one. And I mean, that's so cool that your birthday was on that date. That's fucking awesome. I'm jealous. I am jealous right now. That's so cool, Pam. Well, happy 68th birthday. And I hope that you have many more to see, and that yeah, it's filled with beauty and joy. Let's see. Candy, that's a major accomplishment, Pam. Congratulations. Yeah, amen. That's awesome. I look forward to growing old and getting gray hair and getting all wrinkly, and the amount of just knowledge and wisdom that come. And like, I don't know, I love older people too, because just they have such a story. They've lived so much more life than me, and so yeah, amen. I'm so happy for you, Pam. Let's see. Teresa, hey girl, how are you? I'm fantastic. How are you? Well, I'm doing better than I was the other day, and right now I'm pretty chipper here hanging out with you guys. So, Tori, what part of Illinois was you in? Carbondale, Illinois. Is that where you're from? I can't say I know where that is. Is it like northern, mid, or south? on the Illinois spectrum. Josh and Lori Mutimer. Good morning. They say, good morning, everyone. Can't watch, but I'm listening. Well, hello. So, Josh and Lori, Matt thinks it's really funny that we have this hiking trail near us. It's called the John, I'm going to say it right, Muir Trail. But whenever I try to tell somebody about this trail, I call it the John Mutimer Trail. And the one time I did it, he just starts laughing. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's not Mutimer, but it's really cute that you call it that. But it's not Josh and Lori. It's John Muir. And I was like, oh, but yeah, that's a thing. That's totally a thing. Subconsciously, your guys' last name is in my mind for this hiking trail. So, Candy, my significant other of 18 years, is my best friend, and my friend circle is about to get a lot smaller. Yeah. And it's not a bad thing to have a small circle of friends. Like, even when I talk about I want to gain more women in the community to gather with and talk with, it's I just want, I don't know if it's I'm trying to make a friend necessarily out of it. I'm not trying to let people in on everything going on in my life, or invite them to go camping with us, but I want more, level-headed women to talk to, that want to go somewhere with their lives and everything, and that are striving to do so, just to have a better life than the lives we lived in addiction. Yeah, and it's really interesting, all the different things that you can get addicted to. That is for sure. One thing I'd even mental states. I think that we can get addicted to different mental states that we're in. I was angry for 10 years, and I got such a rise out of it every time I got into a fight with, my family or whatever. And it was I was seeking that all the time. And I'm so happy that I grew up and realized that love and appreciation and acceptance is such a more beautiful journey than the destruction I caused as a young child and a teenager. And I've flipped the script when I was in my when I was 20, 21. And I turned 28 on March 4th, so coming up here pretty quick. And it has taken just about almost this whole time to every time I see my family, I feel more of a shift of just acceptance and openness between me and my family members. And because it was very much kind of grow up and on one side of the family it was speak when spoken to, and the other side it was don't say too much, you don't need to let people in, they don't need to know exactly what's going on and everything. And I've become such an open book with my family about how certain things that they do or I do and how they make me feel and how we could do better and grow closer and all that. And it's been a process. Of course there's been resistance on that process as well, and I've lost a few family members on a not they've passed away, but we don't really talk anymore because of the shift I've made in my life to want to change old habits and everything. So that's a thing. But yeah, let's see, what else do y'all got to say here? Josh and Lori Mutimer, it's going to be 79 degrees today here in Georgia, but getting cold again this weekend. Cold what, 50? Huh? Is 79 degrees there right now? What? I want to go to Georgia. Do you guys still get snow there? I could use just a warm place for a while, that's for sure. the sunshine and just the warm earth on my toes. Oh, how I desire, and I long for it. I long for it. Only a few more weeks. Spring begins. Melissa Mackey. McHenry is a nice area. Do you live in Illinois as well? I spent a lot more time in Woodstock than I did in McHenry. McHenry is a nice area. I had family that lived over in Crystal Lake area. But yeah, I spent a lot more time in Woodstock. Only probably a year or so hanging out in McHenry on and off. I did work over. You ever been to Plum Garden? Chinese restaurant? Bomb. You can get their mac and cheese bacon egg roll. I tell you, you got to try it at least once in your life. It's delicious. It really is. They make like all sorts of specialty egg rolls there as well. Tori, I watch your partner, but it's the first time watching you. Well, hello, Tori. Yeah. I feel like Matt's like way more like informational, and sometimes I feel like he's like way more to the point and like just far more educated on the way that he speaks. That's for sure. But I'm getting there. I tell you what, I'm way better than I used to be. I think that sometimes when I look at like my journal writings from back in like middle school and high school, and I like read a sentence and I'm like, first of all, I don't know what I was trying to say there because the grammar is so bad and the punctuation is non-existent. And the complaint I had, like, girl, grow up. And now I like I'm getting a lot better with my pronunciation. Yeah, totally, not really. Anyways, Tori, I am a domestic violence survivor. Amen. I'm so happy that you are, Tori. There's a lot of healing and just it takes to move on from relationships like that and not walk into another one. I was in a very toxic relationship for 3 years. Before that man was my good friend for 7 years prior to us dating. And when we dated, it was a totally different person. And by the end of our relationship, it was very physically and mentally abusive. I didn't talk anymore. I didn't stand up for myself anymore. And it took a lot for me to find myself again. And to being in this relationship with Matt and how pure and honest and beautiful that it is. And different walls that I had up in the beginning that I had to learn to take down brick by brick. Learning and by Matt just being there for me, showing me that he's not going to treat me the way I was treated before. You know, when Matt and I first got together, I wasn't looking to date or fall in love. I just wanted to have fun with somebody, you know, spend time with somebody. And I was still going to go out and do my own thing because I was so guarded. I didn't want anyone to hold my heart again. Like I dated my best friend after being best friends with him for 7 years. And then we got together and it just turned into a not so great thing. But many, many lessons that were learned. After parting kind of in an ugly way, we were able to forgive each other and accept where a lot of different things we learned from each other in a relationship. And, you know, he's gone forth to do some good stuff with his life, and I hope he continues to do so. And I've gone forth to completely shift my reality and the way that I hold myself, and I'm a much stronger woman now. But yeah, it can be really heavy-hearted to go through something like that where you loved somebody and then it would turned into such a violent thing. It wasn't as beautiful and healthy as it once was or what you thought it could be. And um, so I'm so happy that you're a survivor and, you know, that you're here and you're doing good for yourself. And maybe I'll get to learn more of your story as we go along here as well. And yeah, to all the women out there, I just, women and men, we all carry things differently. And I think it's awesome to be able to come to a place like this where we can support one another and understand that it sucks that we've gone through some of the shit that we've gone through, but talking about it is really healing and it helps to let other people know that they're not alone. Talking about it can also be kind of scary too, because then certain people might find out how you really feel. Yeah. Let's see. Tori. Thank you. I was in that situation for 10 years. Wow. That sucks that you were in that situation for 10 years, but it's so hard to walk away. It really is. When you want to see the best in people and help heal them. And I mean, I was like, I called myself a fixer upper. Like, we could fix anything. Like, we can conquer the world's problems, and but blinded myself from the reality of the relationship I was in. And yeah. Yep. Melissa, takes courage to love. Yeah. That is true. That is very true. Because I think in a way, love almost makes you vulnerable. It shows your kind heart and everything. Yeah. Candy, I turn 45 in September. Woo! That'll be fun. For the most part, I've always hung out with people that are older than me, except for a select few. And I don't feel like I'm only turning 28, which is weird. Like, age is truly but a number to me. And I'm sure as time goes on, I'm going to totally just, yeah, it's my birthday. I don't know how old I am. It's just not pay attention to the number so much. But I feel much older than 28, that's for sure. Melissa Mackey. I had that a lot for a while, but I learned to rely on those who support me. I wish you much love. Yeah, Tori. Yes, ma'am. It's Southern Wisconsin or Illinois. Southern Wisconsin. Right on. I haven't been in Southern Illinois all that much. I was always to mid to northern state. Mm-hmm. I love how supportive you guys are of each other. It's awesome. Melissa over here saying if you ever need to talk to PM her, and I'm assuming that's in regards to Tori there. And there's such a wholesome lean on me, lean on you community here. And it's beautiful. Just beautiful. I tell you what. Candy, just be careful what you choose to share with people. Not everyone that reaches out has good intentions. I'm so grateful that my Heavenly Father brought me through another trial with my sobriety, staying strong, 40 months clean and counting. Woo! Amen, Candy. Beautiful way to say that. That was awesome. And so true. So very true. You really have to be careful on who you choose to share with. And because there's even been times during my healing journey and wanting to understand my past and everything where I've brought past up to different people in my life And by me bringing the past up to get clarification on something, and then getting that clarification, and then now seeing how bringing up the past really hurt that other person, and kind of drove a wedge in between our relationship. Even though I found the experience healing, it wasn't so healing for the other party. And so it's not just, how you're going to be judged. Words are so powerful, and I'm learning more and more. I just need to be quiet, and just to take it in, and to not be such a reactive being when I talk, sometimes, especially in a work setting. I just need to kind of take it in more. Yeah. But words are extremely powerful, and they can make or break somebody's day. And that's why I find it so important to give little compliments. And, when you see somebody with a cool shirt or whatever, something you like about them, point it out, let them know, and do it from a kind, loving place. And don't just open up to anyone and everyone about your problems, because they can turn around and be like, stab, stab. And nobody likes to be stabbed in the back. So careful. Let's see. Candy, I pushed the follow button, but it keeps kicking me back out. Like kicking you out of the live? Or it's kicking you out of the page? Or it just is like, no, you can't be a follower. Lame. Well, you just show up anyway, okay? You're welcome here. All the time. Pam, Caitlin, Patricia, Tanner, I believe you have matured. Yeah, maturing is great, isn't it? There's still plenty of times I fall into childish ways, but a lot more conscious about the way I move about my day. I don't understand, Matt Jablonski, how you sit in this chair if you rewatch this live. It is so warm. My butt gets way too hot in this chair, you guys. Way too hot. This mango juice is delicious. Tori, when I left that relationship, I had 8 broken ribs and a broken collarbone. Well, damn, Tori, you lived through some shit. Yeah, you did. That's for sure. Fuck, that's traumatic, man. And I hope that you're doing everything you can to heal from that, mentally and physically. That's some traumatic things. Yeah, I pray for your healing. I do. Mentally and physically. No matter how long ago that was. Yeah, that's some heavy stuff. I tell you what. Pam, Maddie is such a great man. You two are perfect for each other. Thank you, Pam. Yeah. Blessed. Blessed we are, that's for sure. Sometimes it's mind-blowing to know where we are and how we got here. The individual journeys that we had to go through to even end up together here in southern Wisconsin. So many different times in my life where I could have just stayed in Washington, or I could have taken a left instead of a right, or vice versa, or it's just crazy. All the different heartaches and different things I had to go through just to make sure that I wound up at Space Saver at the same time that he was working there in his recovery. And it's wild. It's beautiful. I'm so thankful for it. Like, it's crazy. The 1 in a million chance of Matt and I meeting. And I'm so blessed and so, so grateful for us meeting and being together and being at where we're at now. And yeah, it's fantastic. I tell you what. I didn't know true love existed. It's the whole saying of, I don't remember fully how it goes, but pretty much it's built. It's not just found. It's not a fairy tale thing. What Matt and I have has been built by hours and days and months and now years of talking and communicating and being there for one another on so many different levels. I didn't realize we would be there for each other. And yeah, as I look out the window here right now, there's this old fella in our town, and he's got this old hunting dog. And I've been watching him for almost 2 years that I've lived here now, because he walks past our house daily. Every single day, rain or shine, this man is out walking. Now he has a cane. He got the cane a few months ago. And whenever he needs, he just says whatever he says, and the dog will just stop and wait for the man to get up next to him, and then they'll keep walking. And it's just the sweetest thing ever. I mean, like, that's like some true determination right there. Get out for a daily walk. Like, that's a beautiful thing to think about and actually implement, as well as, like, your daily routine affects the trajectory of your life immensely. And if you really want to get somewhere and do something with your life that's meaningful to you and that's different for everyone, you got to have a health plan that supports that goal. A health plan to keep in tip-top shape for all the different things you want to do in your life. And yeah, so that's one thing I'm working on right now, is creating like a health plan. So like doing my yoga daily, doing my journaling for my mental state, and the different things I eat and the nutritions that I'm giving myself. So yeah, so many different things that tie into having a balanced lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Candy, I barely got out with my life and lost my children forever. So I'm assuming that you were also in a domestic violence relationship, and that really sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that. It sucks too, like, once there's kids involved in domestic violence. Fucking sucks, man. I'm one of those kids. And it fucked me up. It did. And it sucks. And it's not necessarily always like one parent or the other's fault. It's just the situation, And yeah. It's another reminder to always be kind, because none of us have any idea what the other person has been through until they start to open up, until we start to open up, and a lot of people won't open up about the different things they've been through, and they just carry these sorrows and these pains, these resentments. Resentments are a big one I'm working on with different parts of my family. That's for sure. Candy, you're just about to be 200 Jeepers Creepers, lady. Let's see. Melissa, if you don't mind me asking, what made you decide to finally have the courage to leave the toxicity? You don't have to answer. I'm just curious. the guy and I had broken up once and we got back together, but during that time that we were separate, I got Bodhi. And when I got Bodhi, Bodhi began to save me. And for those of you that don't know who Bodhi is my dog. And Bodhi became my new best friend. And the man and I had gotten back together for another year and a half, give or take. And the last straw was, I don't even remember what we were fighting about, but he was screaming in my face to the point like he was spitting all over me, and I was just sitting on the bed there, and Bodhi was shivering, absolutely terrified, hiding behind me while I was just taking it all on this side, and he was just there, having to take it too. And I said, hell no! And within a week, he had gotten off his shit and he moved out. But even in that week, like, we tried to, like, I was like, you know what, I can't fucking do this anymore. I was like, look what you're fucking doing to us, you know? Like, I can't do this anymore. And every time I tried to leave, like, because I've been trying to leave for a long time, he always twisted it. Like, it was my fault. Like, we could work on things. And especially when I got serious about, like, no, I'm fucking done. Like, we need to figure something out. And we had a vehicle we bought together and payments. So it's like, all right, who gets the fucking vehicle? And it was me. I get the vehicle because for that last year of us being together, I was paying rent. I was paying all the car payments. I was paying to feed his 40-some reptiles. He wouldn't work because of the depression he was in, and it kept getting twisted. Like, how could I leave him during this depressed state and everything? But it was like over a year of being just like stuck in a rut and not pulling himself out of it, no matter how hard I tried to help pull him out of it too. And just a lot of different things that got twisted. And like, I don't ever want to like try and bash on him nowadays either, because we've made amends for a lot of things and understand where, you know, he's apologized where he's gone wrong and I've apologized where I went wrong. Because I had my own part in it. I was also very toxic in that relationship, and we weren't good for each other. But we learned a lot of lessons, and it was meant to happen the way it was meant to happen. But yeah, that was my last straw. And then even during that last week of us like trying like to leave each other peacefully after so much anger and toxicity, like he tried to twist it and we were going to get back together or stay together. And we were supposed to go to this comedy show with some friends at where I was working. And something happened where he just threw like a fit about it. And I said, all right, fuck you. I'm going to the comedy show. You need to figure out how to get your shit out. And the next morning, his parents came and helped load him and all of his reptiles up and got out. And a few days later, I cried and I almost wanted, I asked for him if we could work it out. And thankfully, he was like, no, we can't do that. And then it took a few more weeks of being separate and realizing how good it was for us to not be together and how bad we were together. And the healing process began because, we were friends for 7 years, man. Like, we were good friends. Like building forts out in the woods. Like, we were good friends. And so there was, a respect there that got lost during the time that we were together. And thankfully we were able to resolve a lot of things. And I know a lot of people don't get that opportunity. I don't ever want to hang out with him again or nothing. I'm happy he's doing good and that we were able to let go and apologize for a lot of the different things we did together. Because it's a two-way street. It's never just one way. As much as we want to think that it was all somebody else's fault, we always have a role that we play in it. Even if it's not as significant, we always have a role that we play in any kind of toxic relationship. So that is how I ended up leaving. It's just I had enough. And anyone that knows me on a personal level, I'm a very determined woman. But I'm also very loving, kind, and I really always want to be there for somebody and give them, the benefit of the doubt, but couldn't do it anymore with him. Melissa, I'm glad it worked out for the better for y'all. I never was in that type of relationship, but as a kid, I saw my mom physically abused as a kid, and I guess I didn't understand why she kept coming back. Yeah, that sucks. hmm And isn't it like as a kid, I was lied to about a lot of different things, but I also seen a lot of shit where I was told not to ever fucking talk about it. So I think a lot of things got suppressed, and I hope they stay suppressed because I don't want to remember a lot of the stuff that happened. And any of my family ever listens to this, that's not like a personal dig. It was my own perspective. It was my own thing that happened. So don't take it personal. And that's I think one of the hardest things sometimes about opening up about personal life and childhood and stuff is like when like I've opened up to my mom about certain things that we've gone through and how it's affected me and like the I don't know, I don't necessarily want to say like oblivious, but like how she didn't realize different things affected me and didn't realize that I seen different things and so my parents got divorced when I was in the womb. My father also beat the shit out of my mom when I was in the womb with my twin brother, and he was an abusive man, but he was also fucked up on drugs and alcohol all the time. And in my voice, you can hear there's still resentment on that one. Yeah, I don't know what drives us to go back to it, and I think that's the fixer upper in a lot of people is that you want to be there and like is you understand things can change, when you continue to run back to somebody in those kind of scenarios. You understand that things like everything is meant to change. But most of the time it doesn't ever work out once there's that level of toxicity. Tori, I shut the world out and started drinking, but I'm proud to say I'm 3 years sober. Amen. I'm proud that you can say that too. When I split up after being in that relationship for 3 years, I went on quite like the cocaine and acid bender, mainly acid. I was messed up on acid for like a few months. And there's pros and cons to that for sure. Really helped me get my mind altered. That's one way you could put it. But I was so disconnected, and I'm so thankful I was living where I was living because I lost my job during that breakup and really just kind of hung out in the basement because that's where I lived, was in the basement. That's kind of all I did for a few months there and just kind of sulked in everything. And thankfully where I lived gave me the opportunity to do that, to have that time alone and everything. But I'm so thankful to say that, coming up here in in April, on the 17th, that I will be hitting 2 years clean off of acid and cocaine. Yeah. And in cocaine, it wasn't, for me, it was the detox every time after I got done on a night bender or a few day bender or whatever, like the way I felt and just the disgustingness that I personally felt in the withdrawals and just the anger spikes and all that. I'm so happy to have left all that behind and to know that I get to choose not to ever put those things in my body again. I do still smoke marijuana, but not like I used to. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even try to smoke like I used to. I remember hanging out with friends and getting so stoned and smoking just blunts. I'm a one-hit wonder, you guys, and it's a little pick-me-up for me, and that is it. I don't like smoking at work or anything like that. And I love how just more like a adult I am. I can adult pretty good, you guys. Sometimes. Anyways. All right, I'll read a few more comments here, and then we're gonna call it a day because we just hit the hour mark because I was a few minutes late getting here this morning. That's because I had to restart this whole computer. Jessica Chandler, it's easier to run to that thing that is familiar, even if it's painful, than to run towards the unknown. That's why we go back to those bad relationships and things that hurt us. Amen. Yeah, that is so true. It's so much easier to run back to what is painful than the unknown because you don't know the unknown is going to be painful too, and it could be more painful even though this was pretty significantly painful. You just don't know. Even though I think consciously, like subconsciously, we know that the unknown has so much beautiful potential, but it's unknown and it's scary in comparison to knowing what is. But yeah, anyone out there that struggles with any kind of relationship, bad juju and all that, feel free to message me. And I'd love to be there for you and talk about it and all that good stuff. Or message each other, whoever you feel drawn to and feel supported by. Mm-hmm. Know there's always something better. Always. Even if you're in a great relationship, it can be better. There's always something that you can work on or do or classes or anything that you can always enhance any stage of life that you're in. Pam. G off on recovery? What's G off? I don't know what G off is, Pam. But anyways, On Recovery Gone Viral is going live any minute. So I'll see you later. Much love. Thank you, Caitlin. Much love, Pam. Much love to you all. I'm going to be wrapping this thing up. Maybe y'all go check out what Pam's talking about there on Recovery Gone Viral because this is truly an awesome platform. And I hope that you all have absolutely blessed days. And thanks for being here for me. And hopefully you guys got a good message out of this today. Much love and big hugs sent all around to everyone. And until next time, and stay happy, and stay healthy, and stay clean. And show up, do some likes and loves and shares and all that good stuff that Matt would normally say. All right, peace out. Bye.